Good morning. It is just almost noon here in Toronto, and I'm just rushing through this reading right now because I haven't had a chance to do a full moon reading yesterday, but I am still going to talk about the full moon in Capricorn because those energies are quite strong with us right now. I do want to say that when I cut my deck, these cards fell out immediately, and then when I cut it as I was putting it back, the deck came out like this. Okay? And if I look at it, I think there's a Page of Pentacles here. Yeah, this is very significant for me when it comes to the full moon energies in Capricorn. First of all, with the Devil here, we're getting Capricorn energy right away, okay? Let me see if I can turn on my lighting here. Yes, we get Capricorn energy right away. Now, what I'm also specifically seeing is that there's shifts about. With the Tower here, I'm not seeing this crazy, painful trigger coming to you, but rather I'm seeing an acknowledgement, a shift in perspective that you may have been avoiding for a very long time, but now you're being asked to embrace, because that is the truth of what's coming to you, okay? You're being asked to see things, see someone, see a particular situation a little differently, because by seeing it differently and by shifting that perspective, the truth is coming to you, okay? And that shift in perspective, no matter how big that truth is, it's actually a small step towards, small or big or significant step in you working towards your authenticity and the authentic life that you're looking to live. I think that's been your goal here, is to release yourself of attachments and walk towards your authenticity. And it's happened trigger by trigger, shift by shift, connection by connection, person by person, feeling by feeling. But here, you're at the precipice of taking that leap of faith and shifting your perspective. What I see that being here is your call from the universe to now just surrender to what is. Because I think the truth of the matter is, with these cards especially, is that there's someone you're connected to, or a circumstance that happened in the past, or something that transpired that is still energetically influencing the way you feel and the way you think. And as a result, the way you operate. Let me turn on my Reiki music. No, I'm not feeling that you're just like hung up and attached, because the other message I'm getting here with these cards that fell out is that you're turning your back on something that you were attached to once. So you're moving forward. So this comes across as the last bits of dust that you just need to whisk away, and now the entire room is going to be tidy and ready to go. You know? That's what I'm feeling here. This shift in perspective is like the last thing. I also feel that the shift in perspective, you've been undergoing the shift in perspective for quite some time. The Page of Pentacles could have been that slow and steady process in the way you're thinking and feeling about something. You had to kind of go through that these past couple of months. And now you're at the point where you're turning your back. Now, the Queen of Swords to me isn't coming across quite cold here, even though the Queen of Swords can be quite the cold energy. I'm seeing more so that this Queen of Swords is somebody who's kind of saying, okay, past, you're there in the past, I'm moving forward. And thus, your transformation begins, and the clarity comes in around Leo season. Leo to Scorpio season is significant here in your transformation with this shift in perspective. And you're walking away from the attachment. That's what's gorgeous here. Now, I am picking up the energy of another person here too. Let me see with this deck here. I do want to acknowledge that these cards had showcased themselves to me in a very big way just prior to this reading as well. So I'm not going to use this deck to clarify this message, because I want to be able to channel those messages for you too. But let's look to see here the clarity I need when it comes to this person we're dealing with, that you're connected to. Because I'm feeling the person you're connected to now, I'm not necessarily getting a love message right now as I'm saying this to you. I don't know if that comes through, but there's a situation here in the past that you've shifted your perspective on right away. But as you withdraw and move forward, something else shapes up with this person here. And I know that's been quite significant, and that's been something that I've channeled for quite some time, but I really feel it's taking shape right now. Just a couple of days ago, Three of Swords. Oh, this is heartbreak. Let's see. A couple of days ago, I was right in front of this car, and the license plate for that car, for whatever reason, was recycle, but the RE was kind of scratched out, and all I could really see from where I was standing was the word cycle. So that told me that the repeated recycled cycles that we've been going through are ending. We're really working towards and at least being given the opportunity to ground a new cycle here for ourselves, okay? Oh my goodness, death again. High Priestess. Three of Swords, Death, High Priestess. Oh, Ace of Wands, and then... Oh, okay. Two aces, I like that. So intuitively, I think you also understand that something is shifting with this person that you're connected to. There was a situation that ended in a very disappointing fashion, and I think that left you really reeling with a lot of your wounds. I think this person may have... You know what I'm picking up on? This energy is what you're entering in now. Because as the disappointment of this connection or the heartbreak of this connection started, you really went through the negative feelings of your transformation. And the dark night of the soul, essentially. Right now, at that time, this person was a Queen of Swords to you. They turned their back on you. They walked away from you. But I don't think this person realized. At the time, they felt that walking away and turning their back on you, cutting you off, blocking you, whatever it was the answer to what they needed to pursue in their life. But actually, that action they took in blocking you off is what's ignited the transformation in them. It was that divinely guided shift. You see that block. Oh my God, you don't... Where is that? I just want to show you what the deck just did to me here. Okay? I'm holding this deck in my hands. And as I was just saying all that to you, okay, as I was just saying all that, right? The deck, like I'm holding it like this and the deck split and it was like this. Two of Cups and Ace of Cups. So potentially this could be, oh, then I see Page of Cups there too. Potentially this could be a love connection, but I'll get to that in a second. But I'm seeing that at the time, this person's decision to walk away from you, they thought was the answer to all their questions at that time. They thought it was going to get them what they desired, but really they were turning their back on themselves. And as a result, this process was ignited. So for however long this shift has been happening, that was the decision that person needed to take. It's just that now, as you reach a new phase in your connection, they start facing the dark night of the soul for themselves. You've now entered an empowered situation. At that time that they did that, that was your transformation to go within. They didn't go within. They went back to the external world, and they've been disappointed in the external world. They've had failed connections. They had more disappointments in the external world. Trigger after trigger, anxiety after anxiety. But now they're working towards your truth. But they're working towards your truth because suddenly you've come to a point where you had to, at that time, go through your disappointment and your dark night of the soul and really go within to anchor yourself in your intuition. And now that you went through that entire time, you're now coming to a point where you're turning your back on this person and saying, okay, hey, I don't see it happening in a negative way. You're in the past. Oh my God, the timestamp is at 8:08 right now. That's 8:08. And you're kind of like, okay, you need to do what you need to do. I'm going to anchor myself in the present moment. So I know I'm going a little back and forth here, but the point is that there's a shift in your perspective right now on this situation in the past, and that was perfect. And as you step into the present moment right now with that shift in your perspective, this person begins their journey. But if I peel back to the past, the same cards apply to them for however many years ago. It's just that it wasn't the answer to all the questions they were seeking, but it was a divine shift that required you to dip into your intuition. And now when we step back into the present moment with two aces here and two aces here, I've got all aces, wow, on the table. Ace of Swords, Page of Cups here. I told you I had seen the Page of Cups here too. I've got the Page of Cups in this deck here too. Wow. So there's truth now coming in. There's self-love coming in first and then eventually love with another person. But with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, I'm seeing that we're now grounding our shifts and we're moving away from recycled cycles and moving towards those grounded cycles that we've wanted for a very long time. Now, for those of you who this resonates with in a love connection, I am seeing that there's balance coming back in. This shift of yours to move towards yourself and away from this situation, it's like what you're saying to the universe is, hey, this situation no longer controls my present moment and my present thoughts, my present feelings, my present connections. It was that divine lesson that I needed. I have learned it, and now I'm moving forward. And that is the balance you needed, because I think as you've stayed so connected to this, you've only allowed the triggers of the past and the pain of the past to regurgitate within the energetic cords over and over and over again. But the minute you pull back, this person can clear through, is what I'm seeing. Okay, and with Page of Cups on the table twice, I'm seeing there could be some potential communication of some sort. Let's see what this communication could be. So I'm seeing that release with the Capricorn full moon being quite significant. We're going to undergo that. Let's see what this communication could be from this person. Knight of Wands, Passion, Magician, oh, King of Swords, King of Cups. Okay. I think by the time this person, whoever you're dealing with, love or not, is coming to you, I think you're going to understand what I said about them finally being in that process in the dark night of their soul. You'll understand this. Okay, they're going between having been cut off to you when they initially turned their back to you to now being full of emotion. And I think they want to be able to anchor something with you in some capacity. Okay? But they're still a little flippant. They're still a little impulsive. And they're still a little... they're very unhealed. This journey is causing them to come back towards you. It's just that they're not at the point where you are right now, where you suddenly shifted this perspective big time and now you're taking actions towards your authenticity. They are going through what you've been through the past couple of years. Just to give you an idea of how you guys are both on the path of healing, just on two very different timelines. So I'm seeing that you can't necessarily trust this person to be able to ground something with you, but the connection itself is coming forward in a very grounded capacity. So the events will definitely favor this connection coming through in a healed capacity. But you have to support that healed potential by taking actions about your present. If this person isn't coming through the way you need them to, then you need to be able to say that and honor that in the present moment, because that will continue the healing required. You don't want to dip into your wounds. But this person is really going through their head and their heart and really transforming from a place of being very cut off in love. Look at all those butterflies here to coming forward. So I do like this. Now, what can you expect in terms of shifts? Devil. So that's a Capricorn full moon coming back. It came out with this card. Five of Swords. That's you walking away. That's the shift that I felt here. You're walking away from your own patterns that have kept you very attached. Now, I don't want to say you were stuck. I don't want to say you're hanging on, because the energy was very big time. For you to have to be here in this present moment here, ready to surrender, shows me that you've really been going through what you had to go through to really come to this point in your life. But now, you're kind of just saying, okay, listen, I'm not saying this is a lost cause, but it's in the past, and I don't want to focus on the past. I'm stepping into the present, and that's what you're doing. That clarity is coming to you as you enter Leo season. And the Capricorn full moon is helping you. I like that. I really like that. Three of Cups. This release is so required for you. It's exactly what you need to step back into the joy of your life. These two cards were... Ah! It's exactly what you need to walk away from the burdens and come into an energy of resilience. You see, what used to burden you and keep you in a state of resistance is actually what you're now walking away from to come back into resilience. You can't ignore the fact that this person, this situation, shaped you. You did the work, but it shaped you. Oh, there's a card standing up here. Two of Swords. What do we need to know about that? Eight of Pentacles. Oh. Empress. So we got Two of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Empress, Five of Cups. This is you working very hard on yourself and your self-empowerment and your self-pleasure and your self-worth to really finally make the decision about walking away from the past. You know, this isn't something you were able to do in a snap. You've had to go through what you needed to go through. Now, these cards came out, and I'll end it here. And that is the Seven of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. You're moving away from having been resistant to your healing, and instead, you're knowing and understanding that throughout this entire experience, in order to attract high-level connections, you need to explore the options and keep yourself open. Okay? So I hope this isn't a trigger for any of you, because I don't necessarily see you having to say that this person is bad or walk away from them. It's just that you're kind of done with whatever that situation was. You know, and out of habit, you may have been keeping them around a lot longer than you needed to, but you're like, okay, if you come back, I'm open to you, but you're just not here right now, so I can't focus on it. Okay?